Hi, it's Sandy here, and welcome to the full moon newsy rose reading for the full moon today. And this is a really interesting time that we've found ourselves in, both on a personal level and on a global perspective. This last couple of weeks for many of us all around the world has been, a stunning time, and one that really makes us think, where on earth are we going, and what's going to happen from here. Well, as ever, new and full moons have an impulse. They have an energy charge to them that offers yet another impulse of change and movement in our lives. And this one is by no means an exception. It's just a powerful time to be here, and we signed up to be part of this. We've for many years now we've been waiting for the time when things were going to change, and change is never easy. When we're birthing something new, when something is changing in our own personal lives, there is a challenge, always a challenge in bringing and birthing through the new. And when you're looking at it on a global perspective, with lots of very embedded patterns and purpose for a small elite group of energies to keep the status quo in a particular way, it isn't going to be easy, and we're going to have to face different aspects of our human journey to actually start to break through the paradigm and create something new. I think what I found for me is this real sense that for many of us in this arena of work, we have been steadily developing skills and doing our own inner work that has enabled us to be here at this point in our evolutionary path, with gifts and shining a light that will enable others to be drawn to what we've got to offer, as a way of finding a still place through the seeming chaos of it's being experienced externally. So the more we are able to hone and refine our own tool bag, the more we are able to be a light to shine a pathway for others through the heart field. Many people are waking up because of the disarray that's occurring, and I see that the changes in the States and the start of the unrest again in Europe is actually waking up a whole age of children, of young people who have come in to be this next wave of energies to make change in the world. And these are the ones that we're seeing that are making a stand for what they're actually experiencing now and what they're wanting to experience of life, of the world. So yeah, I think that this, I can see that the roses in particular came forward at this time to be an anchor point, to be a pathway, particularly for those that are empaths and sensitives, and in these disturbed energies, you know, how do we keep our energy field strong and focused and grounded? You know, the grounded aspect is really, really essential to be able to spend time in nature, to be eating as much plant-based food as we can, that is going to not only keep the body light and very mobile, but also giving us a sense of real connection to, well, it's the golden mean, it's the growth proportion of our plants, the energy of our plants, that actually also, of course, is the resonant field of our bodies and the heart in love. So, you know, this is a really interesting time. We signed up to be here. We signed up to be part of this wave of energy that is creating a pathway forward for us, creating a pathway to the new. So, shall we have a look and see what the roses have got to say for this particular full moon, and what their wisdom is for us? So, are you drawn to rose card 1, to rose card 2, or rose card 3? So just take a moment to get clear. So, if you chose rose card 1, here she is. She's Rose Angel 5, and I'm just trying to get I'm going to just turn the light here so that you can just see her perhaps a little bit better. Looks to me like she's almost got a glowing light coming from the center of her. So interesting. So if you chose rose card 1, here she is, Rose Angel 5. And this rose sits on the throat. So she is one of the rose angels of transformation. She transforms the energy of denial into a power. And that power is about being able to speak our truth, being able to be really clear about how we feel about something. So that arises from the heart solar plexus. So she's calling you to get in touch with, what your gut feeling is about something, and allowing that energy to come up through the throat chakra and to be expressed through the throat with clarity. You know, she's opened those outer petals in order for this center to be opened to express. And it's like, you know, there is something here that is waiting for you to express it, waiting for you to speak and to share what it is that you have as a real deep knowing about something. So, yeah, Rose Angel 5. And what you can do with working with her is to just connect with this rose and just either place her on your throat chakra or just gently breathe her in. Connect with her and ask her what her wisdom may be for you. And obviously, you know, if you have the Rose Oracle deck and you've drawn this card, you can place her by the computer or by your bed or tuck her under your pillow and see what words she might have to whisper to you in order for you to speak clearly. There is something here that you need to voice. If you chose Rose card 2, here she is. She's Rose Bagua 3. And this rose is all about the ancestors and the ancestral wisdom. So she says, you know, connect with your lineage, connect with your guides and mentors on the other planes, because they are the ones that can offer you new wisdoms, new insights, and also information about the bigger picture. You know, when we get involved with the smaller details of things, what happens is we get caught into a microcosm. And what she's saying is there's usually a bigger picture. You know, it's like the Donald Trump piece. You know, everybody's got caught into the very nano experience of the unknown that he presents. But actually there may be a bigger picture, and, you know, spirit, universe has the highest interest of the evolutionary path for us and for the earth. And there is a bigger picture here that not necessarily is being seen, not necessarily is being revealed at this time. So, you know, is there something that's happening in your world, in your life, that actually looks like it's extremely stressful, and it's maybe difficult to know what the right decision is to be made? But actually, if you stand back and look at a bigger picture on it, there may become more clarity. But, you know, what this rose is saying is that you know, go within to get the knowledge. The knowledge and the wisdom comes from inner counsel through your wisdom teachers and guides on the inner planes. And if you chose Rose card 3, Rose card 3 is Rose Ma 3. Now, Rose Ma 3 is all about inner strength. And interestingly, she is the big rose that I have on the wall in the office here in the Rosie Temple. So, you know, she is just a fabulous rose. Beautiful golden energies tucked down inside. But, you know, this rose is, you know, this place of inner strength. This rose says, you know, although I sit in the shadows, still I am beautiful. And you can see that this rose is, you know, all of the illumination is in the garden behind her, and she is sat in shadow. And what this rose says, I sit in the shadows and I am still beautiful, but I wait until it is my time to shine. And this is the point, I think, for many of us who are light workers, energy therapists, coaches, mentors. You know, this journey to find a place in which we have our gifts honoured and recognised has been a challenging one. And, you know, for many of us, we've been on that pathway for quite some time. You know, I started with energy healing modalities. I started with Reiki in '93. You know, there's a long time in the journey of working with these energies and really being able to hold them at this point to be a light and a way shower for others. So this is a beautiful rose, and she's got a beautiful message. And this place of inner strength, this place of inner resourcefulness. Now, many of us on this path that have been working this path of light have not had an easy journey, myself included. You know, there have been a lot of connections and situations that working with the finer senses and as empaths and sensitives, you know, we've really had to go through the mill to be able to find that place of strength and stability and resourcefulness within us. So this rose is, you know, that there is nothing to worry about. You know, all things come at the right time, and there is a right time when it is your time to step forward and your time to shine. So gather your gifts, This is what she's saying. Gather your gifts because the time is coming. So this feels to me to be a powerful set of roses that are being shown here for our pathway. This place of the Rose Angel 5 and speaking our truth, really being prepared to stand forward and speak our truth. You know, not denying how we feel. Coming into this place of trusting the wisdom of the ancestors, trusting the inner knowledge, the inner guidance, listening, taking time to be quiet so that we can hear the whispered messages from our guides and mentors on the other planes. And here she goes, you know, that for each and every one of us, there is a right time to shine. And that for many of us that have been working this path of light, that have been perhaps the first wavers and have been cutting the machete down through the jungle to find a pathway of light and illumination, this is what she's saying. You know, that although she sits patiently, you know, she still is beautiful with all of this light around her. But sooner or later, it is her time to shine. And, you know, so in this time, in this full moon, this feels to be a really potent reading for these three energies, and very much about what this journey is for us at this time. It's a time of really coming into an acceptance and an appreciation for those that we've had around us, those that we have journeyed with, those that have illuminated perhaps difficult things for us to see within ourselves, and offering that great path of soul illumination and soul healing, which we absolutely need to be able to hold this radiant light out into the world. And it's a radiant light that the world so needs at this time. So it's interesting, in this last couple of weeks, I've had 2 opportunities to re-engage with a path of expression that I've had in my journey. And you know, this is a point of absolute clarity in being able to know who we are in this moment. You know, what are my gifts? What are the tools I have in the tool bag here? Why am I here at this time? And what is my message? What is the unique frequency of light that I hold for others as an illuminator in the world? And this full moon, this has, you know, certainly for me in the last 48 hours, has brought tears, and it's brought gifts and a real clarity in the pathway forward. And I so hope that for all of you, there have been chinks in your path too that have allowed this light of this moon to shine in for you. So I have a couple of spaces on my Rose 3 and Rose 4 classes this coming weekend up in Staffordshire. If you're drawn and you've done any of the Rose work, you know, if you've done Rose 1 and you'd like to join us, the roses are upshifting, and the program that I have to offer for this weekend is beyond anything that I've offered in a Rose 3 and 4 before. So I feel very blessed to be the carrier wave of these amazing energies. And I have a rose retreat, an entering the yin journey that I'm offering at the beginning of December here at the Rose Temple. And that's a real place of coming into this contracted energy that we have through our last few weeks running into the winter solstice. And we will be gathering those energies in and looking at the light that illuminates within us as the yin and the yang come into balance, and that will take us forward as we move back out into the yang cycle of the year again. And also to say that in November I've got a special offer on for the rose scarves, and they are beautiful support for those of us that are empaths and light workers, and anybody that's on a healing pathway too. They're an amazing support for the auric field and for your own healing, for your healing, heart healing. And as you can see, they're really good as wall hangings as well. They just create an amazing field of energy here in the office. So there we are, 3-card rose reading, and I hope one of the roses has spoken to you, and that the message has a resonance in your heart too. So once again, from my heart to yours, with much love, gratitude and rosy blessings. Bye.